Okay, I have several things this week, but I'll
Ooh,
keep it brief. As we discussed last week, I had my 6 week postpartum appointment.
yes.
And I said, stay tuned because I've been cleared for sex and working out. I am happy to report I have both had sex and worked out, and both went swimmingly.
Okay. Was it at all painful, the
So
sex?
it
Mm.
was. Um, we lubed up. Oh, actually, no, we didn't. We bought lube, but we didn't lube up. So actually, kudos to us. We didn't we didn't need it. I forgot we didn't use it. It was right next to us. The weird thing is I did bleed a little bit.
Yeah, normal.
Yeah. The other thing that I'd love to discuss is like, what are we doing with our babies when we have sex?
Okay, that is a great question because, yeah, the baby's sleeping with you in the bassinet for the first few months. What did you guys do?
So our house is special in the fact that our basement is like there's no door. It's kind of like part of the house. So what we did, it's there's no door and there's like kind of open stairwell down and
Yeah.
it's big. So what we did is we did it down on the couch in the basement. And then she was right up at the top of the stairs in her little swing. So we could hear every single noise she made, but it didn't feel like we were having sex in the same room as our kid. Like, I just can't do that. I can't.
Hmm.
And I don't know, is that like what we're supposed to do? Like, I don't know the rules and I'm scared to Google it. So I don't know.
I think for so with Kaya, she slept in we had the snoo.
Hmm.
And it's like a built-in noise machine in there and all that stuff. And I feel like we did it with her in the snoo as like the snoo was like swiveling and we knew that she was asleep.
Yeah.
Uh, am
I
I
can't remember what we did with, you know what, actually? I think with Dylan, she was in her snoo and we were right in the guest room next door.
Part of me is like I want to be in the same room as them because I want to be able to know what's going on. Is that
Yeah.
weird?
But then it's like, are we really focusing on our
Well,
baby while we're having sex? It's like
oh
you kind of
yeah,
have to
we are.
divide. I know we are, and you never turn it off.
and
But
and also here's the thing. When you have sex while you're pregnant, the the baby's inside of you, like, can
that's
feel
true.
what's going on, right?
Good point.
I don't know, Jason, every time whilst pregnant that we've had sex, he's like afterwards, he's like, "Sorry, Emma." And I feel like I wanna melt into the ground.
I know. I know. With Dylan, Andrew like could not wrap his head around having sex when like once I was really showing, he was like, "This is weird. Like I feel like I'm poking her in the head. Like I don't like it." And then, of course, with this one, he's like, could not get enough.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. If you just heard, I'm feeding right now, by the way. So
Does it
we've got
all.
some farts happening over here. Speaking of farts, Dylan's 2 new words, and this is perfect because it's perfect example of how Andrew and I are different. I have been very careful about the words I choose to say because she's just a sponge and like repeats back words that I'm like, when did you even hear that word? I've been saying toot. Andrew says fart. So now she'll say, Dilly toot fart. Oh, sorry. She'll say Dylan farted or Dylan tooted, but she'll say both of them like in the same sentence. So I'm
Wait,
like,
that's
great. But so fart and toot are her new words.
love.
And then the final piece of my cliff notes is that I got stuck in the outage at the airport. I was one of those lucky chosen people. I had a flight to LA for work, got stuck on the red eye at the lounge. Thank God I was in the lounge, but it was like a slumber party. But when I was in LA, get this, had a great like $600 dress on for my segment, felt so fierce. Literally, the second we wrapped our segment, leaked all over this gorgeous, expensive dress, just full blown leaking, and didn't realize it was happening. As we had previously discussed,
Mhm.
one of my coworkers had to be like, Hal. So that was cool. Cool, cool.
At least someone told you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, girl's girl. She
Yeah.
she let me know.
Oh, I'm sorry. At least it wasn't whilst. like in the middle of filming or doing your job.
For sure. Oh, yeah, like on
Silver
camera with a crew
lining?
of men. Yeah,
Oh,
would have been
oh,
so lessons were learned. I've been wearing those like sticky boob things that kind of make your boobs look nice and round in an outfit. I talked to wardrobe and I was like, this is not going to work in this season. I've got to keep my pads on. We can't go sans because the milk literally spilled out over the sticky part. Yeah, so it actually wasn't even on my nipple where I was leaking. It was like above my nipple. It was just a whole thing. So it was a very eventful week,
yeah.
but that's where we're at. What happened with you this week since we last chatted?
Okay, so I have a few things, but I'm going to just run down them real quick. The
Okay.
first is I am now at the point in pregnancy. Did you ever experience this? Like, it's really hard to wipe when you go to the bathroom.
So hard to wipe.
It is impossible. And I feel like I need to shower like multiple times a day, or I need to use Kaya's wipes or something. But it hurts. And because you're like bending over, and I feel like I'm like squeezing my child. And yeah,
Can we discuss, do you wipe? Do you put your hand to the front and go back, or do you go round and go front back?
so I usually go from the front and I do front to back, which is what
Yeah,
you're
always
supposed to
front to
do.
back. We're
Always.
not debating that, but it's
No.
where do you reach,
Where do
you
you
know?
reach? So I usually reach from behind,
Yeah, me
but
too.
now I'm having to reach from the front. And I feel like that's what's also making it so difficult. But the
Yes.
belly is like in the way. I don't know. It's just a whole hardship that I'm experiencing right now.
You have to
So
laugh or you're gonna cry.
I'm on the verge of tears right now. So
Yeah.
there's that. Um, to make this sound better, my one pregnancy craving, it's not even a craving, it's really the only thing I can eat that doesn't make me sick is acai bowls.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I've eaten, I'm not joking you, over 100 acai bowls this pregnancy. So, Uba Tuba, if you are listening, you want to
Sponsor her.
sponsor your girl. I love Uba Tuba.
She will get paid in free acai.
There's nothing that I can think of that I would want more
Yeah.
than like some acai, some mango, some strawberries. Bee
Mm.
pollen is my new thing.
Oh yeah. Love a
Oh,
bee pollen.
I'm gonna have to go after this.
Love it for you.
Okay, and then really fast, my next thing is that my brain is fully in like Emma planning mode. I went crazy on Amazon Prime Day. I ordered all the things that we need. And Jason, I love him. He gave me permission to talk about this today. He actually, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to say, and he's like, "Oh, why don't you just talk about this conversation
Mm.
that we're having?" Because his brain is not on that. Like it is, but it's not. And so, Jason, if you know him, is very like home project oriented. It's one of the qualities that that I can talk. It's one of the qualities that I love most about him. Anyways, we went over to our neighbors this weekend to see like their yard because they did such a nice job with it, and I wanted him to see what they did. And now this morning, he's like, "Let's dream a little bit." And I'm like literally like, "Can you leave? I need to use the restroom and I need to get ready for this podcast." And he's like, "No, no, no, it'll just take a few minutes." And I'm like, "Okay." And I was like, "Well, I also need to like get the dishwasher stuff going." And I just have like a million baby things, right? I'm like, "I need to
Yeah.
sanitize bottles while Kaya's napping." It just is not where my mind is at. He's like, "What about in like 2 to 3 years?" 2 to 3 years. And it's urgent right now. And he's talking about the expansions he wants to do in the pool house he wants to build and the office wing we're going to have and why we're going to push out the living room as if it's like we need to discuss it right now, urgent matter, priority number one on the list.
Boy math.
Boy math.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think it just goes to show that our brains just operate very differently,
Yeah.
especially in these last few weeks when I'm just like, okay, baby laundry and diapers and self things. Yeah, that's my that's life right now.
God, that's such a man thing. It's like,
Right? And
Okay, can we put it on a list to discuss later when
in
it's
2026?
right? Yeah, not of urgent importance
No.
in this moment. No.
And again, it is one of the things that I love most about him because like he's so creative and I feel like in another world he's an outdoor like landscape architect, but
Yeah.
time and a place.
And you know what? I do love him saying to you, let's dream a little bit. That's sweet and cute, but read the room.
Let's dream a little bit maybe in a few weeks
Yeah, yeah.
when
Let's have
I'm
a baby first. Let's get
have
her
a
earth
baby.
side and then we'll dream. Yeah.
Yeah. Like maybe can you lift up my belly while I'm brushing my teeth? That seems more of a priority.
Can you wipe my ass, please? Because I can't.
I don't think we'll ever be there, but
No.